everyone, it's Haze, and in today's video we're going to be doing once again the meme review. So if you don't know what the meme review is, my friend Hedge scours the internet to find me the very best of Miraculous Ladybug memes. However, before we go ahead, two things. First of all, I haven't read the show Bible, and neither has Hedge, and both of us would like to keep it that way, and neither have a lot of people in the comments, and I know they want to keep it that way as well. So this is like a blind reaction to the memes he's found me. So I don't know what I'm actually going to say, I don't know what I'm going to see, I don't know what I'm going to react to. So I may end up, during this video, discussing some season 5 theories. I don't want anyone to leave comments like, oh, you said this, yes, that's gonna happen, no, that's not gonna happen, maybe it'll happen, or Haze, you really like the love square, you really like this character, therefore you're really gonna enjoy episode, whatever. Shh, I don't want to know anything. Okay, second of all, my voice. So I am currently recovering from a cold, and don't worry, I am feeling a lot better. Pretty much my nose has cleared up, I can breathe normally now. But my voice is taking a bit of time. Honestly, it's not really sore anymore, it's just very dry. So don't worry, I have water with me and medicine downstairs for like dry cough and stuff like that. So don't worry, I am well enough to film, but I couldn't really wait any longer for my voice to get better before I had to sit down and film something, because the time it takes to edit and stuff like that. So yes, I know it sounds a bit like my voice has been put through a paper shredder. I know it doesn't sound wonderful. If this is your first meme review, I don't usually sound like this, but I'm sure I'll be better in a couple of days. Please don't worry about me, besties. So let's just start the meme review then. So the first meme. When Mary's childhood dream was being a fairy, but Adrian's childhood dream was being loved by his parents. This is what I made a video about this, I think it was towards the start of season 4, so like a year ago now. And it was called Exposing Emily Agreste. And it was basically theorising, so obviously we don't know anything about Emily really. It was basically theorising that she's just as bad as Gabriel. Because, I mean, so Adrian is allowed out of the house when he's 13, he turns 14 in the bubbler, so it's pretty much all 13 years, because the bubbler isn't that far along, so it's almost even 14 years, you know. But Emily did that to Adrian too, they kept him inside all the time. Now, I am assuming it was slightly more fun when Emily was alive, because Gabriel probably wasn't the way he is now. But I'm like, Emily, in a way, to me anyway, without knowing more, is really just as bad, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm not so sure about her. I really want to like her. I hope she is lovely, because I'm kind of like, how did Adrian become that kind without having such a nice influence himself? However, assuming he is a senti monster, they could have just kind of forced him to be that way, and he's carried on being that way because that's how personalities work. So I guess that could play into it. However, speaking of the senti monster thing, there is one thing that I've never really quite understood. If Adrian is a senti monster, why has he been kept inside all this time? Because if he's a senti monster, outside, he'd be completely safe. I mean, like he couldn't die. I mean, I understand other things could happen to him, like he could get bullied at school. It wouldn't stop any emotional harm coming to him, and I don't know how it would work, like if, like you can hurt a senti monster, right? I mean, we see Cat and Roll get hurt all the time, so it seems like you can, but like, can they have like an operation or whatever? But like, if he's a senti monster, then surely like, he can really never die until like old age, because Adrian has been made to be a close resemblance to a human as possible, right? So why does it matter? Why was he kept inside all that time if he's always going to be safe? As long as the ring, the amok, is safe, then Adrian's going to be fine forever. So I don't know, I was a bit confused. Next meme. How it started, how it ended. Oh my god. How dare you use it? Is that from Truth? Or like, whichever one it's from. That's so sad. Like, oh, it did kind of, in multiplication, I didn't do a reaction over multiplication since I was on holiday. But Marinette's face when she goes home and she imagines all the Kwamis, and then it just shows her, like it's a really wide shot of her sat alone on her chaise with just Tiki, and I'm like, it was heartbreaking. I do really miss all the Kwamis. And also what's going on, I remember when the trailer released, I didn't see this, but everyone commented it. All of the Kwamis are basically like inside jars at the back of the lair, and I was like, whoa. I didn't see that. Like my reaction to the trailer would have been very different if I had seen that. It's just, Gabriel's really lost it, like seriously. However, I wonder what those jars are made out of though, because Kwamis can phase through objects. So, and I'm assuming Gabriel knows they can. Doesn't he? Has Nuru ever done that? I'm not so sure he's seen Nuru do it, but we know the Kwamis can do it. We saw them all the time in Marinette's room going to hide in the miracle box. We've seen Plag, for example, in Volpina. He phases into the safe. We know they can do it. I wouldn't think Nuru can't do it. So either those jars are made out of something special, or Gabriel is just clueless. Which, I mean, he seems to have got very smart this season. So I don't think that's the case, to be honest, but yeah, anyway. This is a sad meme, Hedge. How dare you? Next meme. A plan that would easily save both Emily and Natalie's lives. Hawkmoth. Why would Ladybug do this? And then he said, it really was evolution, just backwards in Daddy Agrest's case. Yeah, like, that is one thing in the episode. I love the idea that he was like, oh, Ladybug's really getting to him. Ladybug's kind of making him lose himself, because now it's less about getting his wife back and more about exacting revenge on these two teenagers who have stopped him from doing that. I like it. However, the way it was done in Evolution with just the Lucky Charm, I was like, would that be enough to distract him? Like, all I had to do was drop that pen drive in. Would it really be enough to distract him? I'm not so sure, but I do love the idea of it, and this meme is very accurate. He's just like, yeah, it was Ladybug's fault, and Natalie's like, no, it wasn't, you're stupid. She was so, I mean, when is Natalie never right? She's Queen Natalie. We all stand Natalie. I love Natalie. Next meme. Gabriel talking for the umpteenth time about how it's all Ladybug's fault his plan failed. Natalie, who's having none of it, and finally calls him out on ruining the best chance he's ever had at healing Emily and her because of his obsession on two teenagers. Same as the last one. Like, I can't imagine how Natalie felt in that moment. She has given up so much for this man. Like, I'm pretty sure Natalie actually met Gabriel from what Thomas Astruc has said. She met him like at university, so she's known Gabriel before Adrian was born. She's known both Gabriel and Emily for years, probably at least, let's say 15 years if Adrian is 14. I'm not sure how old Gabriel is. I don't know how long she's been working for him, but she has given up so much to be his assistant. Like, she lives with him. She's not an assistant that goes home every day. She has sacrificed her whole life for this man, to work for him both as his assistant, helping him as Mayura and with other Akumara plans, and helping to raise his son, and sacrificing her own health for him. I'm glad she called him out. Next meme. So it's Sleeping Beauty upgraded to Emily sleeping. Apparently perfect. Did Gabriel make this meme by any chance? Although this reminds me, okay, so I mentioned before my exposing Emily Agrest video. I didn't know what to do for the thumbnail, so I just used like a wide shot of like this picture of Emily asleep. And the thumbnail, I don't know if any of y'all remember, but if you were watching the video at the time it went up, the thumbnail kept getting taken down because YouTube's AI was flagging the thumbnail for nudity. And I was like, what? So I re-looked at the thumbnail and I was like, she's not naked, however, the colour of like the suit, this light pink, millennium pink suit, is not the same, but it's a similar colour to her skin tone. And I do understand, so I'm white, obviously, however my skin has a pinky tinge to it, and if I wore this colour, I would also look naked, because like that's the kind of colour my skin is. So even though Emily's skin isn't the exact same colour, hers has a yellow tone to it, from a distance it does look like she's not wearing anything. So the thumbnail got flagged. And I had to email them. I was like, no, I know it does look like that, but she's actually wearing clothes. I think that's the only time, I mean, apart from when I got the copyright strike, the only time the AI has like flagged me for anything really bad, even though the copyright strike was also unfair because it wasn't copyright, but that's a different thing for a different day. Next meme. Fandom. It's so obvious that you're both in love. We are just doing our job. Fandom. Why won't you tell the truth? I have never seen two people so painfully in love with each other before. Although this season, as much as I know Adrian has a crush on Marinette, and he has for ages, I'm not so sure. I personally, feel free to disagree with me, but I'm not so sure I quite buy yet, because I'm hoping it's going to get better. But at the minute, where it stands, when you got 2 episodes, evolution and multiplication, with multiplication being the only one with Adrianette in, I am not 100% convinced that Adrian has had a proper realisation that he likes Marinette. Because for me, so even though I have known for ages that Aeon has a crush on her, not very many people have agreed with me on that, which is fine. However, those people, the ones who didn't even think he had a crush on her in the first place, are definitely the ones saying they don't quite believe his sudden realisation, which I do have to agree with, even though I've known for ages he has a crush on her. I am struggling to really see if he does right now. Because for me, like, he needs like that moment of realisation, like he had in Cat Blank, for example. He just needs that for me. Even the way it was pulled off with Adrian realising his feelings for Marinette in Ephemeral was done so much better, even though like we only got like 2 scenes of them really together. Arguably. You know, like I feel like Ephemeral did it better. And that's saying something because you all know how much I hate Ephemeral. Next meme. Fannin Felix Graham de Vanilli. Canon Felix Fathom. Me, I recognise Estruck has made a decision, but given this is a stupid ass decision, I have elected to ignore it. Sounds like Haze's attitude to Singto. Right, okay, 2 things here. First of all, I agree with this meme. I don't like that last name. I like Graham de Vanilli. I don't understand the Fathom thing, why he's suddenly going by his dad's last name. Like, fine if he wants to, but like I just find it a bit odd that it's seemingly come out of nowhere and now we all have to call this character a different thing. And it's not even a good last name, it's really weird. Second of all, the Singto theory, right, okay. I am not Cartoon Apocalypse level denial. I messaged him several weeks ago when his evolution theory video went up, and I was like, really, if you watch that video, he was just like, so he was referencing the scene, so Joe and Emily and Gabriel are sat outside, and he's like, here's the peacock Miraculous, and he kind of carries her upstairs, and I said in my commentary, I was like, kind of radiates like some like sexual energy because they're going upstairs to make a baby, even though it's probably not going to be in the usual way people make a baby, it's going to be through making a Singto monster. But it had that feel to it. And in Aiden's analysis, he's just like, yeah, they're just making Singto monsters for other things, it's not Adrian. And I was just like, Aiden, are you serious? I don't, right, where I stand on the Singto monster theory is I don't want it to be real. However, there is too much evidence to deny I think it is real. I am just personally waiting for absolute confirmation in the show for Gabriel or Natalie or whoever to say, Adrian, Felix, whoever, you are a Singto monster. That's what I'm waiting for. Or something similar, it doesn't have to be exactly that. That's what I'm waiting for. There has been no confirmation in the show exactly. It's definitely heavily hinting at it, but no absolute confirmation. That's what I'm waiting for. I am like, I want to say like 90% certain at least one of the boys is. But I'm waiting for absolute confirmation. I'm not ignoring it. Okay, I'm not Cartoon Apocalypse level Singto monster denial. Alright, I'm pretty much with it. Even though I don't want it to be real, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. Next meme. When 2 humans confronted with extreme situations often cause their feelings for each other to become stronger. It really worked. I mean, Aeon. She is my daughter. We are a lean, mean shipping team. We know what's good. If she says they're meant to be together, then they're meant to be together. She is my daughter. She knows what's going on. Okay, so I believe it, but they are right with Oblivio. They are cute in Oblivio. I wonder what's going to happen in Kwame's choice. Is this going to be like a similar situation as well, because they're together at Marinette's house and Adrian can't go home yet because of the Akuma attack? So are they going to protect each other? I hope so. I'm really excited for those 2 episodes. Although right now, without knowing more about it, from what we've seen so far, I'm just kind of like, it is a bit needlessly traumatic to Adrian and Marinette to take the Miraculouses from them. Like with Marinette, she's had them all taken from her by someone she thought was Adrian. Someone she thought she could trust, someone she was in love with. And whilst Adrian doesn't have that trauma, he's very attached to Plag. Adrian is alone most of the time unless he's at school or with Ladybug. Plag is, I mean, I kind of view Plag and Adrian as basically like best friends. They get on so well together. And now Tiki and Plag are doing this to them? It is a bit needlessly traumatic. Like, did you really have to do this to get them together? No, you didn't. I think they could have done something else that wasn't traumatizing. Okay, so the final meme of the meme review is a viewer meme submission. So if you want to submit your own meme, and it has to be one you've made, not just one you found, you have to make it. You can join my Discord server. There's a link to it in the description, and there is a channel for meme review viewer submissions. You put it in there and everyone votes on it, and Hedge, each time he does a meme review, picks the highest voted one. So this is the one that won, which is from Floofy Cat. Miraculous Ladybug Season 5 Show Bible Leaks. Haze. I am trying my best to avoid them. I've had people DM me on Instagram, send me tweets on Twitter. My comment section's flooded with them. Actually, maybe I should talk about this now. So I made a video telling people what the show Bible was, as in not the contents of it, what a show Bible even is, and why you shouldn't read it. And basically the whole message was, hey, don't read this because you're gonna ruin the show. I can understand a lot of people who read it who didn't know what a show Bible was, because most people don't know what a show Bible was. If you don't work in writing professionally like I do, you probably wouldn't ever know what a show Bible was. So people were reading it and then accidentally spoiling the show for themselves and being really upset. So the aim of the video was, hey, please don't read it, and if you have read it, please don't spoil the show for other people. But the comment section just got absolutely flooded with spoilers, so I just decided it was for the best to turn the comments off under that video. I was so sad having to do that. I never wanted to do that, but I didn't really feel like I was left with any other choice. I was pretty sad about it, to be honest. But yeah, I'm trying my best to keep the comments spoiler free. I probably won't achieve it 100%, but me and the mods are trying our best. And also the Discord server, there's a ban on all Season 5 Bible spoilers. So if you don't want to read them, I don't know what other Miraculous Ladybug YouTube channels are doing, but I am trying my best to keep everything free of Bible leaks. So that was the meme review. I hope you enjoyed it, besties. Like I said, the link to the Discord server is down in the description box if you want to join. It's a fun time. Even if you don't want to submit memes, you just want to come and have fun. It's fun in there. And I'm on pretty much every single evening, UK time, from about 7 PM GMT, or at the minute BST. Honestly, I don't understand it when they do these things with the clocks. But anyway, I'd love to know what your favourite meme was from the meme review today, besties, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!